Hey guys, here we go. It's Unit 6, Confederation and Constitution. You know that. This is one of our flipped lessons. Let me slide on over here. As you know, the why is it called the United States was the January 5th flip. This is the January 7th flip, Bill of Rights. If you had not noticed previously, the table of contents links to all of the slide decks for the unit. That means it includes the flipped lessons. I'm going to get myself out of the way. I just wanted to be here for the intro. Here we go. 7/1/7/21 blue plate special, the Bill of Rights. We can tell it's a flip lesson. We got the legend, Flip Saunders. It's a blue plate, Bill of Rights. Here we go. Our objective: I can understand the Bill of Rights, first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution. Why is there a Bill of Rights? What is important about the Bill of Rights? Should have fixed that. It said or rights. The Constitution is important because without it, there would be no rules and no laws of government. Many were worried that the Constitution did not do enough on its own to protect individual rights. So they added the Bill of Rights to protect individual liberties or freedoms. That is the first 10 amendments. They were added after the articles. There's 7 articles to the Constitution. You'll learn more about that in the 8th grade. Bill of Rights are those first 10 amendments of the 27 total we currently have. They go ahead and get into the details of what human protections there are. The First Amendment guarantees the freedom of religion. No one can tell you how to practice. No one can harass you for how you practice. Freedom of speech. You can say almost anything you want, almost anywhere you want. In your own house, you actually can say anything you want, unless, of course, your parents don't allow it. But, of course, you have to, there are certain places where you have to kind of hang up some of these rights to be safe for everybody. So, for example, you can't say fire in a movie theater. That would not be appropriate because people get hurt. Freedom of the press. We did our press thing, Nimson News, back in November. If the press lies or misrepresents the facts, they can actually be charged with libel. But relatively speaking, there is a free press. They can go ahead and report the news as they see fit. Freedom of peaceful assembly. That means that any group can get together, like let's say in a park or in a gymnasium at the YMCA, as long as they do so peacefully, and the freedom to petition. You can tell the government you don't like how they're doing things, and they may not listen, but you have a right to tell them. Second Amendment states that we can have an army and that you have a right to bear arms, right? That you can carry weapons. I thought it was bear arms, like sleeveless t-shirts, guns out, guns out. Oh well. The Third Amendment, no soldier in time of peace shall be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner prescribed by law. This is a big issue, of course. There were British soldiers being housed in colonial houses. And so the colonial government was like, no, 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 we're not going to do this. And they actually put it into the Constitution. You can't house soldiers unless you agree to it. Or if it's wartime, it's still got to be as prescribed by law. Fourth Amendment takes away the opportunity for the law enforcement to come with search and seizure, unreasonable search and seizure. And so that means that they need to have a warrant or a reasonable cause to go ahead and search things. So let's say you get pulled over for speeding. If you're just speeding, they don't have a right to search your car. However, if you are speeding and your car is full of smoke, then they could search your car and see if that smoke is coming from cigarettes or from something more than cigarettes. Fifth Amendment, a lot of details on this screen. Basically, the Fifth Amendment says that you have a right to not self-incriminate. Basically, you don't have to testify against yourself. So if you're the only witness to a crime that you committed, they can't make you say that you did it. Related to that, you cannot be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The Miranda warning stems from the Fifth Amendment. You have a right to an attorney, you have a right to remain silent. That all comes from the Fifth Amendment, as well as the Sixth and Seventh. A right to a speedy trial by a jury of your peers. Speedy is a relative term. It's vague on purpose. And so sometimes speedy is a few months, and sometimes speedy is a few weeks, up to a year. So speedy trial by a jury of your peers. Your right to counsel, that means a lawyer. and to confront your accuser. So if your neighbor says, that guy stole my dog, you have a right to know that it was the neighbor who said that you stole their dog and not just a random, like, you stole a dog. Eighth Amendment says no cruel or unusual punishments or excessive bail. Bail is the amount that you would pay to get out of jail. And so they can't set the bail at something that you likely couldn't afford. It could be beyond your affordability, but they can't put it at something that you likely can't afford. So they can't say, hey, you're a 13-year-old kid, your bail is going to be $9 jillion. That wouldn't be practical. But they also aren't going to set your bail at $20. So somewhere in between those would actually not be excessive bail, and there can be no cruel or unusual punishments. And over time, we have increased what we consider cruel or unusual. Death penalties have gone to, in some places, non-existent, but they've gone from things like public hangings to actually using things like lethal injection, because they felt that was less cruel or unusual. Ninth Amendment states that other non-enumerated rights are guaranteed. Wait, what? Oh, if it's not here, but it protects you, it still applies at the court's discretion. So if the court's like, no, that's human rights, you can't just take that away from someone, they can be like, nope, that counts, that's under the Constitution and the Ninth Amendment. Finally, the 10th Amendment says that anything not already stated as going to the federal government goes back to the states. If the states don't take it, it goes to the people, and you have that right to go ahead and kind of protect yourself then. So your activity, first of all, if that was too fast, in case you didn't notice at the start, these slides are in the Unit 6 slide deck. Definitely feel free to go and find that. You can choose one of the two activities here, the summarized Bill of Rights or your Bill of Rights. And then there is no formal exit ticket other than the fact that you will be asked questions, comments, concerns, anything for the good of the cause. Standard lesson closure. Good luck on your activities, whichever one you choose. Take care of yourself and one another. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. From my household to yours, we love you. Happy Thursday.